Hello! It's time for Mutants and Masterminds Monday. This is your favorite weekly program dedicated to Mutants and Masterminds, the only superhero TTRPG known to man.
And woman.
And woman. Can you hear me, friends? Nice. Excellent. No, I'm not too loud. I'm not too quiet. I'm just right. That's what. Let's get non sequitur peps. Listen.
Non sequitur Nate coming in hot.
I just read them. I don't type them. Friends in chat, look at all these people. Paul is here. Good to see you, friend. Devious, of course. King Snarf says maybe there'll be some discussions tonight about decorating your lair for the holidays. Maybe.
Everyone's lair deserves to be a little festive.
Absolutely. I mean, why even lair if you're not going to do it festively? Of course, non sequitur Nate giving all kinds of, I guess, non sequiturness, we'll call it.
Yeah, not giving sequiturness.
No, it's very non and non sequitur. Yeah. Hi from Canada. Hi, Gene. Good to see you, friend.
Hey, Gene.
Oh, I didn't know Gene's from Canada.
Hey, friends.
We said that last week.
We did. I know. It was so funny as I thought, I feel like I've done this before.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
This is our Groundhog Day episode.
I know.
It's been a long week.
Now, friends, you may be noticing a watcher of classics. Good to see you. Glad you joined us. I haven't, thrown it to our illustrious hosts because I want to talk to you about something that is, it's near and dear to my heart. It is kind of like, we don't have any Christmas music. It's kind of like, I might as well just play our whimsical little tune again. Why not?
Right.
Something I love when I'm looking to pick up presents for my friends and loved ones, and the ones I don't love. I go to the Green Ronin online store because look, Holiday Magic is in stock, and we've got it to the ceiling, stacked to the ceiling. It's like from the window to the wall, like just all you could imagine.
Right.
This is basically your way of printing free money. Well, it's not free, and it's not really print. It's not any kind of illegal activity.
No printing actually has to take place.
No, really. Yeah, it's all digital, actually. Here's what you do. You go to these QR codes. Go to both if you like. You spend $35, and we pour some holiday magic over it. Say some incantations. Give it a good flush, and boom. It turns into $50. And the same can be said for $70. We do a little extra magic, and it turns 70 into 100 American dollar bills.
And if you're in the habit of visiting the Green Ronin store often over the course of the year, that's quite an investment.
It really is. And you can use that gift card on things that are on sale, things that aren't on sale. Maybe you want to use the gift card on a friend. You can give them the card. They'll get it digitally. You can actually put a name or an address, as they say.
Yes.
The cool kids anyway. They will get the notification that they've gotten this Holiday Magic gift card. Now, if you want to buy a gift card, you don't necessarily want to know that you spent the Holiday Magic or, use some Holiday Magic on them. Tough luck. They're going to see this. So just know that. I wanted to make sure you knew that. And you can go today, even tomorrow. You could have gone yesterday and pick up your Holiday Magic gift card at Green Ronin, at the greenroninstore.com, and more to come. More Mutants and Masterminds gifts and things. And, speaking of gifts, and this one just comes already jam-packed with Holiday Magic, like all year long. Hi, friends.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Fabulous.
Thank you for indulging me on the old Holiday Magic thing. And now we're
How dare you use your powers for good?
Right?
Yeah, right. Hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this topic was brought to us by none other than Barnard. I think I'm saying his name right. Barnard.
Bernard.
Barnard? Bernard?
Bernard,
That seems
whom
wrong.
I hope
Bueller.
has joined us for the episode, but
I will tell you, he is unable to join us for the episode, but he
Aw.
will be watching and listening on demand. And
good.
my understanding is either yesterday or tomorrow is his birthday.
Oh, well, happy
Yeah.
birthday.
So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bernard. Happy birthday to you. Or Bernard, as some people would like to say.
As Alex and the rest of humanity say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Save big money at Bernard's.
That's right. And it's also should be noted that very, very soon, I mean, within the next couple of episodes, I think in the month of December, we're going to be running another planning episode.
I know, right?
For the new year.
Crazy.
It is crazy. It really is.
Banana pancakes.
It's banana pancakes, which are also quite good. Let's see. He's on a trip at the moment. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so thank you, Bernard. You will get your own personal hero point that you can use in ways we probably don't even want to know. I mean, you just have fun, do what you need to do. Don't break any laws that we know about in this universe.
Always use your hero point for good.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, everyone. Barnyard. No, not Barnyard. Jeez, the chat is just on fire. Okay, yeah. So today we're talking about installations, and I'll be honest. When I read that this morning in my bleary-eyed wakedness, I thought, "What in the world? What are we talking about? Installation?"
Right.
And then it struck me. Yeah, we're talking about the hideouts, headquarters, and lairs of heroes and villains and all kinds of people.
Yes.
I love it. Now, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, if I recall, that we have something that we're giving out to folks as a gift, a little
Yes, indeed.
HQ something for them to look at. And Steve, why don't you tell us what it is?
So basically, it is the installations section of the Origin edition of Mutants and Masterminds, our playtest book. So folks can get a good look at where installations are going in the new edition.
Fantastic. Now, can folks expect some changes to this information that's going out before the actual launch?
I think
release?
that the installation section is relatively unchanged. I won't say completely because everything got a little bit tweaked here and there. But that the installation section is largely intact.
Excellent.
As folks will see it.
I'm going to drop a link in chat. So I put it up on our drive, and I'm looking for folks to give that link a good old clicking.
Yes.
Click, 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 and then tell me if you're able
See if you
to
can grab that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once you do, I will unclench and we can dive into what's what's happening here. So I do believe I want to also put it up on screen. Hang on a second. I had it open and I lost it. Can't load this file type. Why would you tell me that?
That doesn't make very much sense. It's
No,
a very common file type.
It really is.
No access, says Mastermind Tapook.
No access.
It's the link for everyone.
Yeah, let me try. Let's see what's going on here. Look, checking the shares. Shares go to.
Yep.
Yeah, anyone with the link. Okay. Once more. There's something wrong with your mouse, clearly. Give it a click and see if you fixed it, friends in chat. Because certainly it wasn't me that forgot to flag the file.
Surely not.
The folder everyone has access to. The file no one does. So.
Oh, well.
Oopsies.
We have gotten you the gift of an empty folder.
That is it. Yeah, exactly. Fill it with whatever you like.
It's very zen.
It is. I mean, do you really
need emptiness is what makes it useful.
That's right. It gives the request access. Thank you, Jeremiah. I think that by the time my voice goes back in time, because we're ahead a little bit, that we may see. I like this. Your installation's security measures haven't been deactivated. I'm being swarmed by robot bees.
Yep. And the robot dogs that have robot bees in their mouths and shoot bees at
Yes.
you.
You know how hard it was to figure that out? A lot of algorithming.
Yes.
Then we'll check in to make sure that I've done it.
You can't teach an old robot dog new tricks.
I thought, and yet, in your home, we've unleashed a lot of robot dogs with bees in their mouths. We'll wait just a couple more seconds, and what I do want is to open it for me, because you don't get excited, and then I close all these tabs, and there goes my notes for the show.
You need those.
I do indeed. There we go. Come on, you can do it. Looking good? Not yet. My lair would be an abandoned pizza restaurant. That's still
that was the Red Hood's lair in Ironheart.
Nice.
They had an abandoned pizza restaurant as their lair, which is also conveniently where they met the devil. Spoilers, but
in a pizza lair,
right? As you might have expected.
I like it. Oh yeah, this is true. Apu brings up a good point. You can teach a robot dog new tricks. You just have to uninstall the old ones first.
Actually, that's the hard part.
Let's see. You know, I'm reminded of the Angel season 5 when someone breaks into the Wolfram and Hart building, all proud, and Angel says, "This is basically a bus station at this point."
Right. That's where you play out the phenomenon. These are the only sets we have in your campaign, and why parts of your installation look remarkably like other parts that just have the furniture moved around.
That's very Scooby-Doo mystery as well. Like we're kind of running by the same tree, and
exactly.
So I know we're not beholden to that in the RPG space, but it would be a fun challenge to try to figure out how long it takes the players to notice.
Right. That all of these rooms are basically the same.
I'm just saying, given my experience, about 5 seconds.
Right. If you use maps, it's pretty easy. You just use the same map over and over again and move the details around.
That's right. I do a little bit of that trickery when I'm kind of doing graphic design, where I just blow up a corner and look, it's a whole new thing. We are processing this. It's wanting to open, and I'll present it shortly. But do you want to give a little bit of a preamble and talk a bit about sort of installations, maybe even over the history of Mutants and Masterminds? Did we roll out the door with Lairs? It seems like a pretty big.
We did not initially, but installations, Lairs, headquarters, hideouts, all of those things have a long and fairly storied history in the comics. Superheroes like having lairs, villains especially like having lairs. Super teams, of course, are famous for their headquarters and the like. So certainly from the second edition of the game onward, Mutants and Masterminds has had some version of a system for building your own installations of one form or another.
Sorry, while I play around with the layout here, it's not wanting to do my bidding.
We originally called these headquarters in the second and third edition.
Right. Okay.
But installations is simply a broader term, since every building and layer is not necessarily a headquarters, and this just allows the system to apply a little bit more broadly.
Okay, excellent. And so I see things like now. I know that once back in the day, we had a Patreon. Now, of course, we've got the Cape and Cow Club over on our atomicthinktank.com. And it's kind of an elite group of cool kids who get to hang out and be extra nerdy, off the clock. But otherwise, I think they pay $8 a month, and there's some special stuff going on. So you might want to check that out if you feel like you might be that person. But didn't we release a kind of approach to creating lairs and almost like giving them a little bit of character, or letting some attributes or something?
Well, we talked on the Patreon about the notion of essentially giving Lairs their own actions.
Yeah. Oh, that was it. That was it.
And that's certainly something that we're looking at in 4th edition as well. With the menace option in 4th, we're definitely looking at the idea that some of those uses of extra effort characters get from their menace status can be used to activate things in their lair. So that could be one of their extra actions or extra reactions is, triggering a trap or a defensive system or
Oh, I like that.
those kinds of things,
I like that a lot. Apologies, friends, while I switch views here because I'm not a big fan of the way this is laying out. They made a couple changes to our restream panel, which some of them are delightful and some of them are absolute screwable.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
It's true.
Where are you? There we are. I'll share this. I will remove this. There we go. I like that much, much better.
Okay.
It's a little easier for folks to read if you're not. Okay, excellent.
Just
So
be careful not to give away any of our Slack secrets, Troy.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into it.
All right. So Alex, how much use have you made of installations in your campaigns?
It varies. I almost always love for the superhero team to have some kind of headquarters that they can
Me
call
too.
on. I don't always use it in a mechanical sense as much as in a role play sense.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't as many times in the games I've run where something happens at the headquarters where I need to be aware of what powers the HQ has, what the stats, like the toughness of the walls and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is something I always love to have, and I do love mechanically the features section of installations where it lays out sort of these are the things you have access to when you're conducting your investigation. So you can say, oh, I have a supercomputer, I have a
Mm-hmm.
garage, I have somewhere to store my vehicle, I've got holding cells, I've got personnel, things like that that help inspire role playing. I just built an installation actually for the Patreon game that I've been running over on our Patreon.
Nice.
I love it. Sorry, I'm also chat. Double check for me, please. Would you click on that shared file that I sent your way and let me know? I don't see chat letting me know, but I got word from Devious that it shows viewer and it shows anybody can get in there and take a peek. So let me know.
Yeah. So please do.
Oh, I love this art. This to me is the
Yeah, right.
quintessential sort of moment, in the lair where you've got all your
All your
boops
monitor
and
screens. And,
exactly all my rooms with all the traps and
Mhm.
I don't believe that is correct, Devious, but I will do that anyway. It's the same link as far as the link goes. Try it again, friends.
So folks are giving some very appropriate love to the Danger Zones source book,
Oh,
which of course
yes.
is a great resource if you're looking for installations of all kinds and inspiration on places to set your adventures, to have different scenes take place, to even set up for use as
Oops.
hero and villain lairs, those kinds of things.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if Danger Zones has the stats of the different locations, like the size, the toughness.
Yeah, we go into a fair amount of detail. I don't know if we always get into the size specifically, but I know we usually talk about things like the toughness of the structure and different parts of it, and all of the things that the heroes can break through or tear up or throw or what have you.
I remember I did the stats for the assembly line in the warehouse for
Yeah.
how to handle if you step on it on one end, does it shoot you down, or how can you ride it somewhere,
Right.
or make somebody go that way.
So I'm thinking about all of the danger zones that we have and how fun it would be to turn them into a lair and to create,
Hmm.
that'd be really clever. I mean, you could have the diner. I mean, heck, even the parade. I mean, there's all kinds of fun things that you can do to kind of
Oh yeah,
establish. Thank you, Jonesy. Thank you, everybody. Download to your heart's content and enjoy,
indeed.
won't you? Um, yeah. So what I mean, so when we're kind of building this stuff out, do folks need to get as detailed as blueprints and schematics and things, or
You don't have to. I mean, lots of folks enjoy building maps, and if you do
Mhm.
and you're good at it, great. By all means. If you're not particularly, and I'm not particularly, um, then fortunately for you, there is a ton of resources out there. In addition to, of course, danger zones and all of your fine M&M books like the Villain Lairs in Deluxe Game Master's Guide and the like. There's also just a whole ton of cartographic resources out there. I'm
yeah,
on Tom Kartos's TC Modern Patreon, which is like a weekly modern map of a different location.
it's
Uh,
amazing. The
and
collection of
it
maps,
turns out amazing
oh
Mhm.
my
stuff.
gosh, just a true talent. I want to find a
Yeah.
link to that because we are fans.
And sites like DriveThru have tons of map resources from all different eras and settings and the like.
Yeah, and TC Moderns, the Patreon has all kinds of maps, and you can check it out at the link that I dropped. But they're also pre-made for VTTs.
Yes, indeed, they're all gridded out and designed for use on VTT, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you two have a favorite lair or a favorite headquarter or hideout that you designed? Or
Alex is being very coy.
I know, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Not not one that I've designed, but there is one I love to use, and that's Freedom Hall. I love the
Mm,
idea of like the Hall of Justice or that sort of
Same.
central iconic location that the heroes can depart from for their adventures.
yeah.
Um yeah, really I'm just a big fan of like big interesting buildings. I like the Nerian Nexus in Earth Prime as well.
Hmm.
Um, especially when we were doing Multiverse of the Master Mage, we added in the orrery as a space in Nerian Nexus where you could
Yeah,
use the
which is
different
terrific.
globes in there to travel from universe to universe.
Hmm.
Cool.
Um, yeah, I love something that's like a home place that the heroes can go to when they're not heroing.
Hmm.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too. Me
I
too.
agree with that. I agree with that. I think that Freedom Hall was the first um, building map I ever drew for Freedom City
Oh,
um, ages ago, and I have always been a big fan of um, the Avengers Mansion
Mm-hmm.
as a headquarters, which is kind of why Freedom Hall was sort of inspired by that and the Hall of Justice and that kind of thing.
I love that. The other thing I love too about the idea of hideouts and lairs and HQs and things is there have been several. I think of Doctor Who and
Hmm.
and potentially some others where you come across a a something abandoned
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and how fun how much fun you can have populating your lair or your whatever with all kinds
Hmm.
of
Yeah.
otherworldly problems for
That's that's a great opportunity for you to do a sort of superhero style dungeon crawl if
Mm-hmm.
you want to. And we set that up in Starhaven, for example, where there are big abandoned swaths of this alien city for characters to go exploring if they want, with the possibility that there is, all kinds of ancient and possibly malfunctioning technology and even, monsters in there to deal with.
Yeah, and there's always something a little like I think people are asking about. Tempo says, "What about Superman's Fortress of Solitude?"
Hmm.
Uh, it's always a little sad or there's it seems a melancholy or something like if a civilization or a hero has left or they've something has happened and all there is the machines that keep it
Hmm.
moving or keep it
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fortress because it has so much like activity at it, though. Despite it, you would think
developing.
like it's this leftover remnant of this dead civilization, but Superman has a zoo there, and
Right,
like
that's
robots that he
right.
talks to, and like his dog's there.
Right.
It's a little
Absolutely.
impractical for the rest of Justice League to have
And all of
access
his
to. Like,
robots are there.
That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
we love Gary. Gary's a good robot.
I'm trying to remember. Wasn't there? I can't. Help me fill in the blanks here. There, Superman made a key made out of a metal that was so heavy that only he could pick it up under the
Mhm.
mat,
Yep.
which is
Yep.
corny
They're
and
they're
hilarious. But
different. Yeah, they're different variations of the giant. In some stories, the key is giant,
yeah,
and also massive. In other cases, it's like this dwarf star material, and it's a normal sized key, but it still weighs like thousands of tons.
right, right. That's the one I remember, and that it's under the mat, so
Yeah,
just hilariously, yeah.
I mean, of course, where else are you going to hide the key?
Um,
Yeah, Clark's from Kansas. They know how to
Right,
hide their
right.
keys.
Clark
that's
is
right.
Clark is a Midwest cornball, so
Now, Abquintic, I
Mhm.
would say, you said the Bow Bungalow. I would say the Bowman Boudoir, perhaps, if you're
So
so
we call it the Quiver in our Earth Prime. That's where
oh
Bowman hangs
boy,
out.
the
Which,
quiver
yeah,
right.
which is a
is
fun. It is a fun, dynamic when the team has a headquarters and another character has their own individual headquarters.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah, I do. I do. A question for you, Alex. Now,
Mhm.
I'm thinking about the in your world built on Mutants and Masterminds. There is a bar, but underneath it are it's a bunch of freaky stuff like
Oh, you're talking about
catacombs.
Club Tartarus?
Like the
Yes,
gateway to the underworld?
yes, exactly.
That is one thing that's there. Yes,
so,
there's lots
so
of
is that?
scary things in Club Tartarus.
Would you consider that a lair of sorts, or is it more of a nexus of many things?
It's a lot of things to a lot of different people. I would say
Right.
for a lot of player character groups, I have one group in particular that is made up of Club Tartarus employees. For them, it is an installation that they have access to. They can talk to Mr. Powers. They can borrow stuff from his vaults. They can derive adventure hooks from that.
Mhm.
For Mr. Powers himself, I would say it's definitely a lair. It's not a place that I would
Yeah,
want to go
Right.
looking for trouble.
right.
If I was looking to fight Mr. Powers. Um, but even for characters that don't have a personal connection to it, it's a location that can be rife for a lot of different kinds of adventures and opportunities. And I think there are installations that are private for the heroes, and there are installations that other people can stumble into. And I think there's an interesting dynamic there to talk about as well.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
like that.
And Alex also brings up the great point of the mysterious layer or installation. Although we lay out all the information in game terms in the books, the game master can very certainly set the characters up with a layer, that or headquarters, whatever, um, that they don't know everything about.
Ooh, I like that.
Who did this belong to before? Where did it come from? Why is it here? And it could turn out that they're, like very convenient headquarters that just happened to, be around when they needed it, might have
Hmm.
more to it than they
I
think.
love that. And you're gonna have a
Yeah.
member of the hero group that is one of those. I need to push that
I
button. I
need to
have
know,
to. I
right?
have to push that
Yeah,
button.
there's actually there's a video game that does a really great job of this called Marvel Midnight Suns, where
Mm,
part of the story is unraveling the mystery of the headquarters you have access to
Mm,
and unlocking
that is
additional
so
areas of the grounds. And there's a whole side story that is just exploring that and making that space better for your heroes. And I
yeah.
think that's an idea that we can definitely pull into Mutants and Masterminds. That is like, this is an installation. I paid points for it, but what is it beyond that? In for the
Hmm.
story that we're telling.
Right. Well, I mean, the installation itself comes with complications, essentially,
Hmm.
that can potentially play out. And that's a fun opportunity in and of itself for either just something that happens in the course of another adventure or is an adventure unto itself as the heroes decide that they need to unravel the mystery of their installation.
You know, I was thinking about this of the various ways that an HQ could, what purpose it could serve beyond just the storytelling, or this is where we meet and
Mm-hmm.
watch over the world. It could be a place where the heroes store relics or memories or things from other adventures that they've had, like a kind of a personal museum. I've seen that in some HQs. That could be
Mm-hmm.
really a lot of fun. And I love the idea of taking a look at, sort of, Alex, what you were talking about. What are the different things you can snap on to an HQ that is a teleportation device that sends you to a place? And what are the mysteries that you unlock that provide a bonus or some kind of fun, quick action or something? That's
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. I challenge chat. I'd love to hear some ideas that you have had on installing interesting elements to an HQ, or how you might have used an HQ. And very
Oh,
specifically, the persistent HQ is something that just really kind of tickles me, the
Mhm.
idea of it. It really feels right. And I'm just curious if folks in chat have ever played around with that.
yeah, we've got
Yeah, it's
already a number of ideas in chat about that.
Yeah,
Simon
absolutely.
is talking about a feature called legitimate that makes it harder for people to legally go into the HQ because it's somebody's manor house, or
Oh,
something like that, historic landmark, maybe something that makes it gives it a certain protection in that regard.
yeah, yeah. A Watcher of Classics also mentions the made an installation of a feature called
Hmm.
Business. That's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really a neat idea, and it also is kind
Mhm.
of a fun juxtaposition when something goes wrong in the mundane that
Yes.
you've got to
Yeah,
handle.
I'd be really interested in the mechanics of the business feature, just to see, like, how do
I
how do
would
I know how
too.
successful the business is? Like, can you pay ranks to get additional ranks of successful business?
Right?
Or
I mean,
Yeah.
presumably.
And
is it a
sometimes,
downtime activity you've got to spend time on? Like, I think there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun that you can get out of that for skill challenges and for
Hmm.
just thinking mechanically
now,
for
wasn't
M&M.
you guys watch? Did you watch Archer?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it wasn't that, didn't they have a business was like a dry cleaner at the
Yep.
bottom? Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And it was, I wouldn't say it was the best dry cleaner. It seemed
It
like there
was
might be
not.
there might be some problems. So
It was
I don't think
not.
anything they did was the best.
I don't either.
Yeah.
So good, yeah.
So we have two interesting notions in the chat.
Yeah.
One is talking about the idea of the sort of used headquarters, because they become so common in superhero
Mhm.
settings. You get to the point where urban areas like Freedom City must be littered with old headquarters, old supervillain
Right.
lairs, that have been in basements and subways and tunnels and all over the place, in every nook and cranny that they could find. And so you get into the notion of either the heroes or a new group of villains, or even just like an ordinary gang of criminals, for that matter, um, finding and using one of these old lairs.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and that can have all kinds of interesting implications. Maybe a ordinary criminal gang finds a supervillain's old lair and it's full of weapons,
Mhm.
that they don't really understand, but they know how to point and shoot. Uh,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
uh,
Isn't the
Um,
reign of cats and dogs and adventures centered around that
it
idea?
is, in fact, where the characters have to dig up an old headquarters. And that actually relates to the other thing, which is the notion of either the trophy room, which is a really common hero headquarters, especially item, although it
Mhm.
could easily be a sort of a thing for villains who collect trophies, um, or the sort of more public facing museum in a headquarters, where the headquarters has a part that's open to the public and gives tours, and
yeah.
you have all that sort of like, here's all the history of this, especially for a long historied group that's been around for generations. They
Mhm.
might have something like that, but that of course adds in the element of, now the public is coming and going in your
So
headquarters, and who knows who is coming and going if they're in
I love
disguise.
that. I
Yeah.
also love the
This
notion too that you could, in some ways, play a hero that is inspired by the museum that they went to, and like it could be
Yes.
Oh
just
yeah.
this really fun
I
way to.
I've been coming to this hero museum since I was a kid,
Right. Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
always wanted to be a superhero, and
Or you
So
can
fun.
booster gold it and just steal from the museum
right,
and travel back
exactly
to a
right. Or
different time
I'm the
period.
guy from the future who has looted your museum, and
Yeah.
that's why my powers all seem strangely familiar.
Something too that I want to call out as far as the ship goes, that was Desmond, I believe. That the idea that this movable HQ
Hmm.
was a crashed ship and
Mhm.
that eventually it becomes a vehicle. What would be really fun is the notion that as you're developing or designing this HQ, that you incorporate next level things. It,
Hmm.
it becomes a this, it becomes a that, as
Yep.
the heroes kind of unlock various elements of
We
the story or develop or what have you.
we particularly talk in the fourth edition equipment chapter about the fact that there's an overlap between installations and vehicles and constructs,
Yeah,
uh, and that there's a point where construct could be kind of a vehicle if you pilot it, and a vehicle could be a installation if it's big enough, or an
Mhm.
installation could be a vehicle if it can move.
sure.
um,
Yeah.
and that you can kind of play around with a lot of that.
Key Surf mentions the Time Traveler's Codex, where
Yep.
an 80s punk band finds its Silver Age hideout. I love that.
Mhm.
John brings up, as his thank you, in a previous message, I was like, which one of these do I want to share? But this one I really do. And that's the
Hmm.
magical themed superhero place is where there's the bad guys can come in or,
Yep.
a portal to other
Uh,
dimensions. I think a little bit of Men in Black.
well, yeah, you get the
Mhm.
popular built on a hellmouth,
Oh, yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
trope, where everything from Paradise Island to Doctor Strange's sanctum is built on top of the portal you're supposed to be guarding.
I like that.
Because I mean, location, you may as well be right there.
Yeah.
Um,
There's so
and
much. Go ahead.
so
Sorry.
there's always the hey, what's in the basement, problem.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And I love too the idea that, here in this world where we live, there are things unknown. And when you walk into a
Mhm.
place that might be a coffee house, it's actually, a hellmouth or whatever.
Hmm.
Jeremy brings up possible one of the more interesting ones in comics was there was a base the
Yes.
Avengers used that was inside a dead
Yep.
celestial.
Avengers Mountain.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I think this all boils down to the idea that buying used is always better than building new. If you're looking for character and
Right.
story.
Right. Right. I mean, when
Okay.
they say it has great bones, they may
That's
mean bones
right.
of a dead celestial, but
I love that. Oh, this is a great idea. Angel brings up modernized zeppelins. How
yep.
Mhm.
great! What a calling card. To
Yep.
have this sort of even the world as we see it today, and then in flies this sort of sepia toned zeppelin,
Right.
looking all old and yeah.
Exactly.
I love that a lot.
There's
Um,
there's Paul, once again out, luring us by pointing out that the Atom Family HQ is built around a dimensional portal.
that's great. I love that. Um, and I do also, the idea that there is the superhero organization is also responsible for things like being the, interdimensional ambassadors or the,
Hmm.
being facilitators of visiting, whatever,
Yep.
um, really have some fun playing around with that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think what I really like about installations, especially the way we're doing them in fourth edition, is just what the scale can be.
yeah.
Like, if you just have your own bedroom, like Peter Parker in high school, and that is your lair. That's where you keep your materials to build
Hmm.
your web shooters, and you hide your costume in your closet. All the way up to I own a small town, which is
Right.
Right.
I can't
Right.
imagine. Like Pinewood is my headquarters.
We hang out in
Yes.
a giant orbiting city like the Avengers currently do.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love that. There's a question from a devious about the cost for installations in the
Hmm.
fourth edition. Is it the
Uh,
same as HQs and
yeah, I believe they are still largely about the same.
okay.
I think I'm trying to think if anything would have shifted significantly, but I don't think so. The size thing is size scale got adjusted, but I think the cost still comes out basically the same. And of course, you buy installations with equipment points, so they get that big, sort of 80% discount in that regard.
Nice. This is interesting and true. I know this because I took a train ride. It was lovely.
Yes.
And you can basically get a private train carriage and hook it on to America's training infrastructure, and away you go. I mean, it's not cheap at all. But
Right.
yeah, and so
Wow.
this is what I like to
It's
challenge.
real estate.
Right. I would like to challenge chat to let's take it one step further and make a real world private train carriage lair and invite us to
Right.
come hang out with you.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
go ahead, Alex.
Paul brings up the ultimate train headquarters from Wild Wild West, and I never thought I'd find something iconic about Wild Wild West.
Right.
Yeah.
And back in the Silver Age, the newcomers basically had headquarters that was an RV
I
that they
love that.
drove
That's
around the country.
Jeremiah kind of mentions that same sort of notion that
Yep.
it doesn't have to be this massive space city. It could
Nope.
be I'm also thinking about, like, as a kid you had your clubhouse, or maybe it was a shed, or maybe it was something, but that's where you
Yep.
your
Yep.
plans
The- in the Static Shock cartoon, Static and Gear hang out at their abandoned gas station of solitude.
That's great. I love that. Yeah, and that's fun too. I mean, I think that I do love the notion of maybe heroes who are keeping it together on a stick and a prayer, and just trying to,
Yeah. Hey,
and they've got low rent sort of
right.
layer, and they're competing against maybe some other superheroes that are flashy and do all the things. What a
Not
fun.
everybody inherited $1 billion and a lot of technical skills.
Right. Yeah, I love that. Now, somebody did mention earlier. I was thinking of Batman. That there was a storyline where the heroes inhabited a lair that was the Batcave once. So far to the future. Remind me.
There have been multiple
I'm
instances of that.
imagining.
There's a
Oh.
Commandy story where they discover
Yeah.
the ruins of the Batcave, amongst
That might
others.
be it. Yeah. Let's see. That's how the Aquabats get around. The battle tram, an RV. Oh, the Aquabats. Jeez, I've not
Yep.
thought of those.
Yep.
I have
Folks.
another fun installation roleplay opportunity when
Ooh.
the installation either has a different owner or an opinion of its own about you.
Oh yes, let's not forget about sentient installations.
Absolutely.
Either are inhabited by a spirit, or have an AI running things, or something else like that, or a caretaker who's an NPC in one form or another, who can be there to offer sass and game master opinions.
Yeah, provide some complications for the group. Yeah, I love that.
And that's a fun way to lock certain features of the installation until that they can pay points to unlock them. And then we have a narrative reason that the points, like the new features, are unlocked.
I love that. And how much fun you can have engaging with that personality, and people coming to terms with the fact that we've got to somehow build a relationship with this thing, or we're going to be kicked out. Or that reminds me of like the living ship kind of notion.
Yep.
Some other fun stuff.
But, I tend to play the House of Mystery that way too, where the house has its own opinions about who the custodian should be.
The notion of in Danger Zones, the hotel write-up has the option of having the hotel run by an AI, which is a nod to Altered Carbon, amongst other things, where there's an AI-run hotel that the
absolutely
protagonist hangs out in.
I do like this idea.
New adventure idea: Smart House, where the HQ starts off helpful, but then suddenly starts parenting you more and more and more.
Really creepy. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, getting worried about all hours at night that you're out and doing the things, and being very nosy about guests.
That's what happens when you name your AI Mom, and give it a really overbearing personality.
I love that. Angel asks.
Also, I was today years old when I found out there was a Wild West TV show, and it wasn't just a Will Smith vehicle.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't know that either.
Bless your heart, Alex. Yeah. I'm gonna just crumble into dust now, if that's okay.
So this is that's so funny. I'm far too young to know what they're talking about as well, Alex.
Of course.
We're both far too young. In the
I will.
TTRPG,
So I want to
yeah,
just one
yeah,
little
please.
one little non sequitur. I was recently at karaoke, and this guy kept saying, "Do you remember the theme of the Love Boat, that show that was on when we were kids?" And I've never felt worse about how I was dressed.
All right. Hey, Alex, do you have a pair of scissors near you? I want you to just reach around and snip that little line that gives you internet.
Oh, okay.
Just snip it with them scissors. Jeez, yeah, I forget you're just a little youngster, just a wee lad. Hey, Angel asks, in the TTRPG Mage, the Ascension, mages can create
Yes.
places called Horizon Realms in between dimensions. Is there something similar for M&M?
There is. I mean, the Lairs installations have options for things like dimensional portals,
Cool.
and you can have the. It mentions, in fact, the isolated feature is you could be real isolated. You could be like
Right.
on the moon or in another dimension, or things like that. And especially if the installation has special limits about how it can be accessed, such as by dimension travel. You can
Ah,
definitely create an installation that essentially exists in another dimension. I always tend to, and you can talk about because of the feature that talks about the installation having sort of grounds or surrounding area. Um, I tend to focus on the useful part of the installation.
yeah.
Although it might exist in its own universe, the Avengers Academy, was somewhere in another dimension, but it was basically like a little floating island, and so I would have only charged the characters for their little floating island, not for the big
Not for the
empty
whole.
space
Yeah.
around it, because that's not really anything other than a backdrop.
I
Mhm.
see. That makes sense. Yeah, this is a great idea. Curly Insane Guy, our buddy, says,
Hmm.
I've been wanting to do an actual play that's essentially Superhero Always Sunny, except they're
Yep.
service workers at a 24-hour diner who luck into superpowers. How
That's
fun.
that's that's where you set up a 24-hour diner that's on Yellow Brick Row in Emerald City, and you just have the
100%.
Mm.
you just have the Silver Storm blow the windows in.
Right. Yeah. And
You
how
know.
much fun that could be to, just this sort of burgeoning superhero
Yep.
team or group that maybe they're not all the good. There's a bad guy in there as well. And,
Sure.
you just got to play that out. What a
Sure.
fun
I got
match.
superpowers, but my manager said I still had to come to work.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And the cranky customer becomes a villain of some sort. Or,
Hmm.
I mean, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So much fun.
Yep.
Um,
You discover that
There's
old
a
old crank who's been coming into the place every day is actually retired, like Silver Age
mhm.
superhero.
Yeah, there's a concept in Dungeon Crawl called Karens, which are Kraken Karens, and
oh,
that's just
no. Crick
perfect.
Karens. That's great. There was a great comic series called Superhero Happy Hour,
Yep.
which was set in a superhero dive bar.
Dive
Yes.
bar. Yep.
Yeah. Our kind of I'll call it our conceit, but the Cape and Cowl Club is that notion as well.
Yep.
Paul
Very much
actually,
so.
Mhm.
yeah, Paul actually wrote up a really fun sort of a treatment for what the Cape and Cowl Club is. Of course, that's our next tier membership organizational group. No, just to be clear, the Atomic Think Tank is free. You can
Yes.
buy into a special thing that is the Cape and Cowl Club for $8 a month, and it's like this dive bar, kind of what you would imagine in the 50s or 60s, with sort of with this brassy sort of owner who is a sort of a tough woman who's seen it all, and all kinds of fun stuff. But I love that idea. It's super super clever.
Hmm.
Yeah. Jeremiah brings up this too, the sewer lair.
Yes. Always
Yeah,
a classic, especially brought to us by the Ninja Turtles.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, we've got lots of things of the even the Lex Luthor's lair in the first Superman movie, which is just in a fancy abandoned subway station,
Wow.
is a classic underground lair.
I'm going back to read some things, and things are
And of
catching my
course,
eye.
well,
Yeah,
you've mentioned the Love Boat, so the chat is already off and running.
absolutely they are. Let's see. I'm now imagining a Love Boat cartoon series Wow, you
Sure.
better I would send a note to whomever owns that IP now.
Right?
Surely
Just
someone
add
does.
in space to
Yeah,
that, and you've got a winner.
I love that. Krakens and Karens. Yes, indeed. That's our new challenger to Dungeons and Dragons.
Hmm.
Let's see. And dispatch is very popular now. You could
Yep.
just have an office
Mhm.
your hero works out of, have lockers and support personnel, and break
Yep.
rooms. Yeah.
Yep.
Is there
Yeah, the
any?
Patreon game that I ran this weekend was they work out of an old warehouse that Daedalus has converted into a startup for a superhero app. So it's very much like
That.
that vibe.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going through just making sure we haven't figured or haven't lost anything in the chat. Hey, that's a reminder, friends. When you are watching this on demand, I beseech you, I challenge you to make sure you look at the live chat too, because in addition to all the shenanigans and troublemaking that goes on, there is also some great stuff that you can borrow and
Yep.
be inspired by for sure.
A lot of gold in
Um,
that stream.
yeah, lots,
Mhm.
lots. I mean, there are a couple turds as well, but they know who they are.
You can pan them.
Yeah. But can you believe that the show's almost over?
I
mean,
know,
this
right?
portion of the show, we're going to roll into what's in the tank, of course, with our buddy Devious, but holy crap, we have 5 minutes ish left. So thinking about the lair, the HQ, the hideaway, the hideout, all of that, what would you say are the most essential elements you got to make sure you have these things, or even a process to identify what those things might be?
Alex?
You know what I mean? You there? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Try that again. Sorry.
I was going to say, Troy, I think that the number one thing you need beyond all of the game stats and all of that stuff is for the
Yeah.
installation to have character.
Mm-hmm.
It should be a place that's interesting and fairly easy to sum up. Whether it's a abandoned subway lair or a spooky old mansion or a sentient satellite orbiting the Earth,
Yeah.
or what have you. It's having a fun high concept that really grabs you, that makes all the rest of it come together.
I agree. Yeah. Lean into a theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just to build on that, be more than just numbers. You don't want just something that the heroes are like, okay, I'm just going to stop here real quick, hit save, and then I'm going to go back out to my regular adventures. It can be a place where story can happen, where
Mm.
scenes should take place, where there might be something for them to dive into. It can be the source of adventure hooks. It can be,
Yep.
something that they can get invested in as an additional character.
Mhm.
What I'm always big on setting as character. I think
What-
you always need that.
I agree. Yeah.
One thing I particularly like to do is if the heroes have a headquarters where any of them live there, even if it's just they stay there from time to time, I ask the players to describe what their character's room looks like.
Yes. I love that.
What's in it? How do they decorate it? What's their space? Is it something they really lived in? Is it, more like a hotel room that shows that they don't really stay there?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And I remember in comics the juxtaposition of where the person lived. Like I think about Storm living in the attic with kind of this
Right?
lush, sort of jungle and a big, windows that opened up that she could just fly out of. And it was very evocative. It just seemed like the perfect
Yeah,
space.
absolutely.
But I'm also thinking this, like it's also a great opportunity to showcase or commemorate the things that the hero team has done together or that individuals have achieved by, whether that's showcasing a new technology or populating a piece in the museum or, all kinds of fun stuff that really gives the players ownership of that space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think if they do live there or if they just spend a lot of time there, there's going to be other people there who you want to make sure they feel like characters. I mean, theoretically, Alfred is a 1-point feature on
Right.
Wayne Manor.
Yeah.
Alfred is the personnel, but Alfred is such an integral part of Batman's mythos and Batman's story. I think you should aim for that as your ideal for if there's going to be a lot of people around in the HQ that the heroes interact with.
I love that.
agreed.
And the reminder that, Deadpool's HQ is a 1-bedroom apartment he shares with an 80-year-old blind lady. I remember that. Yeah. Clever. Let's
Again,
see.
another great character.
Right?
Let me check here. Oh, okay.
There's a
just
stuffed
heads up.
unicorn there too, though. It's not just the 80-year-old blind.
I love that. Just a heads up for those not in earlier, our own Simon Wentworth has a big discounted bundle in Drive-Thru RPG full of great M&M stuff. Just look for Wentworth Games 2021 to 2025 collection.
Including quite a bit of installations.
I love that. And I will pull up that link and then we'll pull it. All right. Yes. Thank you. Sorry. It thinks I'm not human. So it's making me run through tests, but I'll drop that link here so we can.
Mist detectors are always running afoul of Troy.
Yeah, exactly.
Prove you're a human.
The thoughts are moist. Yes. Well, so gentlemen, we reached the end of the program. Steve, what's going on in the Steve Kenson cinematic universe?
So I am hard at work on the Masterminds manual, and right now I'm working on the adventures chapter, and I am also working on some preview material for the upcoming crowdfunder for the 4th edition M&M Heroes Handbook, which folks will see hopefully relatively soon when the campaign is ready to go.
Nice. Oh, I think I found it. Wentworth Games 2021 and 2025 collection bundle. Nice. Yo, there's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
There is a lot of stuff, and I encourage everyone to check that out. Alex, what's going on in your world? What do you have cooking? You got a busy week?
Yeah, it's a huge week. Tonight I am doing my office hours in about 30 minutes, so if people want to come hang out and talk about M&M and cry when Alan Wake jumps out and scares us, we're going to try to beat that tonight. We'll see how it goes. Tomorrow and Wednesday, I'll be streaming Mutants Masterminds. I'll be playing Tuesday night City of Destiny, playing Guardians of Haven on Wednesday, and then Thursday there's a new podcast episode. All in the meantime, I have moved on to art selection for Worlds of Valiant because the Heroes Handbook is finished with art selection, so that's always good news.
They're both looking really good.
Yeah, approving art for the Scottish Handbook as it comes in. Oh, almost got us.
Almost.
Right?
Almost.
Nice try.
You must be vigilant,
And working on Event Horizon. So doing lots of black hole research that is bad for my brain.
Very interesting. Yeah. We'll have to get an update in future shows about sort of what you've learned about black holes that you didn't realize, something.
Yeah. Right? I mean, if people want black holes with Alex as an episode, the planning episode is coming up.
Come to the planning episode and pitch it to us.
That's right. That's right. And we'll make some more noise about when that planning episode is so that you don't miss it, friend who is watching. And, but yeah, that's the end of this part of our program. We're going to let these two fine gentlemen go, and we are going to actually get into what's in the tank with our friend Devious. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Pleasure as always.
Enjoy the rest.
Next time.
Bye-bye. Just a reminder, friends, that we've got the Holiday Magic gift cards that you can gift yourself or a friend or a family member or whatever. When you buy these gift certificates, it's a gift. It's like a gift to us. In addition, I want to remind everyone to go check out the Wentworth Games Collection Bundle, which is... Sorry, I'm clicking, and I am wondering why I'm getting the Legacy link, but I don't care. You can get there by visiting the link that I'm dropping. Check that out. And Jacob Blackman says, I look forward to seeing the Scottish Handbook. You and me both, friend. So check out that link. And then right now, what I'd like you to do is to check out our good buddy, Devious, who's right here. You're going.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Sorry. It's, they've added some new features to our Restream, collection, a dashboard, if you will. And things are just a little bit slow loading. But here you are. You've made it.
I am. Yes.
What is in the tank?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Troy. What is in the tank? We have two articles.
Words.
I know. It's almost like I do this every week with you. First of all, we have two articles in. I put in the problem with villainy and the Ludo narrative in Mutants Masterminds. The Ludo narrative
it's still backwards.
Is... What's that?
It's still backwards.
Why does it do that to me? Boom.
Ta-da.
It's magic.
We've done it. We've done it.
Yay. We are so smart. Anyway, basically the problem with the villainy, the Luda narrative in Mutants Masterminds, Luda narratives is the concept of the game mechanics supporting the narrative story. In this case, hero points and everything in Mutants Masterminds very well supports the story of heroes. So very, very positive, something very, very, moving forward. But with villainy is more about risk, and villainy is more about bad people overall. So it's kind of an exploration of some alternate rules for villainy. And then it came from Reddit, confused on multi-attack. I just basically break down multi-attack as simply as I could for some folks over in Reddit, and I thought I'd share that with everyone here.
I love that. Desmond says, you can just admit that you're from the mirror dimension. We all know.
Oh, how did you know? How? All right. Yes. Anyway, for the Aegis Files, we of course have Chris Davies. But we also have one Matt Mabry and a newcomer, Tom Doncom.
Tom Domcom. Thank
Tom
you for
Doncom.
welcome.
Welcome.
It's nice to have you, and nice to see. I like this 3 to 4, so 3rd to 4th origin conversion, Corrine. So, oh God, I like that. That's great.
Yes, fantastic.
I love it.
We of course have the lovely handy dandy installations this evening.
Look at that
And
art,
Alex,
so sharp.
Absolutely good graphics. Whoever you got, that guy you hired for graphics, he's pretty swift.
He's doing it. He's doing it.
I know he's doing the thing. For Alex, he has office hours, as he mentioned, in 30 minutes. This is the last night of Alan Wake, and hopefully moving on to Dispatch next week. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, go to
Tuesday.
Untold Stories Project. You want to go twitch.tv/Untold Stories Project.
And I've also put the links here in the thing as well. You can just click on either Twitch or YouTube, and it goes right to the Untold Stories Project. And that link right there is for the actual website they have for Untold Stories.
Lovely.
Untold Stories is also doing on Tuesday night, December 2nd, City of Destiny. Our heroes race off to answer a distress call from Star Khan. Is the enemy of their enemy a friend? Guardians of Haven I've got going on, game run by the lovely and talented Alex, who is
the Haggis
really good
of Despair.
Oh yes,
the
Haggis of Despair.
Oh, is it haggis like the food you eat?
Exactly. Well, not that I eat. No,
I don't eat it either. But
yeah, it's sheep stomach stuffed with oats and barley.
Well,
right.
No, thank you.
Delicious. Thursday, December 4th, we have more Titan City cereals coming out for folks. And of course, you got your office hours this week, Thursday.
We also have Thursday before office hours. Thursday is a weekly program on Thursdays that focuses on the adventure game engine. And we're going to be digging into our other world of Lairs and weird places where people have built entire cities inside and atop a giant dragon. And we'll be talking a little bit about that world and doing something special, gearing up for the holiday break. So yeah, you want to tune in for that.
All right. And on Monday we have the Golden Squad, a new episode coming out. That of course is Luke Feldman's Happy Dappy podcast going
Happy
out
Dappy
there.
Is exactly
Happy
Dappy.
Well worth the price of admission, which of course is free.
That's right. And your money back if you don't like it. But if you don't like it, like it.
That's right. Like it anyway.
Like it anyway. Hey, real quick before we jump in, I want to say, and speaking of like it, have you liked this stream? Have you dropped a little comment in the comment section? We sure appreciate it when you do. Yeah. And, you see other people with comments, like that comment. Unless it's something rude, then do not like that comment.
Yes.
Ignore them and, et cetera. But we don't really get those, honestly. And this isn't a challenge. So don't try to fire up your rude, engines and beat us to it. But yeah, it's very helpful when you share the link, when you when you sit and you watch it on repeat over and over, when you share the link to 3, 4, 500 people, that's really what moves the needle. And our thanks to those people who do. And you know who you are. Is it
That's
just me? It might just be me.
do it.
Yeah. And
Do it.
so, but you've got something you'd like to share?
I do, and it's a friend that we haven't heard from for quite a while, and he just thought he'd come back and tip in. It's of course the Green Ronini.
The Green Ronini.
The Green Ronini, and
Well, that's the kind of prize I want.
that's right. Well, you know what? There's an opportunity for you and everyone to
Oh,
win it with what's going on. What's going on is the Super Hideout Showdown.
nice.
That's
Okay.
right. Now, the Super Hideout Showdown is our latest contest. Basically, we just put out those 4th edition rules for installations, which is fantastic. It's got that and the constructs in there as well. Why not use those to get in there and make some HQs? Oh, I'm sorry. Installations, as they are called now.
That's
Um,
right. That's right.
That is right. That is the correct nomenclature for them now. Super Hideout Showdown. Basically, the challenge: design a headquarters installation fit for heroes, villains, or any superpowered faction in your world. It can be anything from mobile command center to a mystic sanctum, fortified sewer hub to a high-tech orbital citadel, and everything in between. You can
Nice.
use 3rd edition rules, or use the new free version of the 4th edition rules provided by Green Runner Publishing. I put a link in there so everybody can get to it. Please make sure when you do this, though, that you leave the hashtag 4th edition, not 4th origin, because that is no longer the case, because these are the official 4th edition rules. You're going to have some of the first few things in the Aegis files with that tag on it.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Now, submission guidelines: your HQ/installation must have a clear theme: tech, magic, espionage, cosmic, urban survivalist, villainous lair, etc. Go wild. Provide a short origin or purpose for the base and who uses it. Include a fully statted HQ stat block following Mutants Masterminds rules. It can be submitted as an Aegis Files entry with the hashtags Super Hideout Showdown and hashtag Moomammo Challenge. You have to have at least 3 unique features, defenses, or narrative hooks that set your HQ apart. And if you can provide a map, that's bonus. You're not expected to. It's just if you want to lay it out, it doesn't matter if it's like carefully crafted or if it's on the back of a napkin from Waffle House. As long as it, gives somebody an idea. Deadline December 14th, 5 p.m. So 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks to crank it out. Winner will be announced on the Moomammo following that. And, of course, what you will get: eternal bragging rights as master architect of the atomic think tank. You'll get the prestigious Green Ronini. And, of course, you'll get a free PDF of your choice from the Green Ronin store.
That's
so
right.
It's time. You want that Green Ronini, don't you? Just
Yeah.
look at it. Behold.
It's beautiful. It's glorious, and you can have one of your very own. Storing is a breeze. You just
absolutely.
Well,
I mean, Paul has all of his up on his mantle, of course.
He does. He does.
It makes the room glow a bright green, but I think he likes it. I think he digs it.
He's also the kind of man that lives within a computer. That's how he gets. Yeah, that's how he gets around. I do want to. I still got to claim my SE Terra Marine 14. You go to the store and you don't come out until you pick things that you would like to have. Let me know.
That's right, young man.
That's right. Don't make me pull this layer over.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I will. I'll turn right back around.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. What was I going to say? I was going to say, I know that I'm hungry because I think it was Stan that mentioned Green Ronin sounds like a vegetarian pasta dish. And yeah, I wonder what it would be. The Green Ronini. Yeah, sounds like a vegetarian pasta dish. And Desmond, of course, suggests pesto-based, which I'm certain is the case. But now I'm starving to death, and I think we're about done. Anything else you'd like to add before we pull the plug?
I'm good to roll. You got anything for me?
I do not, other than to say thank you so much for sharing all of the good news from the tank, which you friends can go experience firsthand by going to atomicthinktank.com. And if you're not already a member, well, get thee to membering, because all you got to do is answer 3 quick questions, which we have largely. It's up there just to, to lock you in to a contractual agreement that involves the very nature of your soul. No, it really does. It's very simple, and it keeps the bots
To make
out.
sure you're not a robot, basically.
Yeah, that's all really.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, all the articles up there, all the thousands of stat blocks that are available in the
Now, when
Aegis
you say
files, all
thousands of
free.
stat blocks, you are not effing around. You mean that? And
No,
I think, of
I
course,
am
mean
not. I'll say
sending.
hundreds of articles, but when I get up to stat blocks, it's thousands. Because like
Boom. Yeah.
Steinbrewer, when he put a lot of those out,
Yeah.
in the files that he put out like 10 or 20 at a time in Steinbrewers, and there's just so many great characters waiting to
Yes.
be included in your games in the Aegis files. Why not
Yeah.
do it? Why not bring them in?
Baron Bulgogi, destroyer of digestion. Oh, I'll tell
Oh,
you. Yeah, listen, pals, December's a fun month for us. We're gonna have we're gonna have to have a planning episode, which will be a blast. We've got some holiday episodes ideas coming up. It's gonna be a lot of fun, so make sure you hang out, and then don't forget to drop by Thurstage. That's this Thursday. That'll be 3 p.m. Pacific. In this general same vicinity, we kind of hose off everything and change the NPCs and repaint the HQ, but it's you'll recognize my voice, I hope. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It'll be a
and
great one. And we have our friend the Duke in Purple, who has been hanging
that's
out with
right.
me on those episodes as we
Great
design and
fella.
develop. Oh, he's the best.
So
He's
smart and really fun to talk to.
just a sweet guy, very very fun, and of course office hours, which I lack the words to describe how awesome it is. You
Oh, I
have
have the word. I
yeah.
have the word.
What
Are
is
you
it?
ready?
Yes.
Hootenanny.
Hootenanny. It is. It
It
is.
is. It is a hootenanny.
Sure. Okay.
Yes.
I'll go with that. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent.
And basically, office hours is an opportunity for you just to hang out with all the people that you chat with and chat. Talk to, me, Devious. You're generally there. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think 99% of the time you're hanging out. We
Mhm.
talk about everything, and it's not just about Mutants Masterminds. It's about all kinds of stuff. And so, if you've been waiting for something from me, or you just want to say, hey, you don't have to have a reason to join. It's a lot of fun. So do that, and you can get there by going to the Atomic Think. Go to atomicthinktank.com and look in the events area. You will see a link, and it's basically, I mean, all things considered, it's a Zoom meeting where we all sit around, and you don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to have your mic on. You can just hang around and listen. It's that entertaining. And I think that sums it up. And I think we're done. I want to thank everybody for listening and hanging out. You are all just amazing people. You're super fun, and you're cool, and you're handsome too.
Oh, and one more thing. Remember the Super Hideout Showdown. The rules are in the M&M Commons public forum. If you get in there, you can read all about it.
That's right. Do that, and don't
Woo.
not do it. Thank you,
That's right.
Devious. Thanks, chat. Thanks
No problem.
to Alex and Steve. And why not? Thank me. Thank me in
Oh,
half.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Troy. Thank
And
you.
we will talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your week, friends. Bye.
Bye-bye.